Tapper digging in, number 23 for the Bears. Obviously, home plate hasn't been watered down in, 3 or 4 months. Baseball pants are dirty. Here's a swing and a ground ball. Right side. Jack is busting it down the line. Kick it back into, slide into first. They teach you to never do that. Jake missed that lesson. But safe with another hit for Jack Tapper.
Welcome back. That was the legendary sportscaster Joe Buck calling my son Jack's Little League at bat. We were going to play when he called the Cubs winning the World Series, but that was just way too expensive, so we did that instead. Joe Buck is out with a new book about his life and career and his legendary father. It's called Lucky Bastard. And Joe Buck joins me now. Joe, welcome to the lead. Thanks for being here.
Hey, I've done a lot of big events in my life. I've been lucky, as we'll talk about, to do those. But to actually call Jack Tapper with that smash that he hit and him running as fast as he thought about for a little while down the first baseline and sliding, I mean, that's gold right there.
So you've been there to call some of the biggest moments in sports history. The Red Sox breaking their curse, the Giants becoming the one in 18-1 against the Patriots. Even though you're a St. Louis guy, where does this Cubs win rank for you in the pantheon of sports events?
One. I have 2 daughters, and I love them both equally. I think one of them is my favorite, but I'm not allowed to tell either one which one I think that is. So it's hard to really differentiate all these different World Series, and thank God I've been lucky enough to sit there and call all these. But I think with the history involved for both teams and the fact that the World Series hadn't even been at Wrigley since right after World War II, and they hadn't won since before World War I, since before the Titanic sunk. It was pretty special. In 7 games, 10 innings in 7 games, it's number one.
It was incredible. Let's get down to selling you some books. Those of us who just finished marathon election coverage may be able to identify with this. You write that you once called a touchdown while going to the bathroom. Please explain.
Well, I'm kind of at the mercy of the engineering and blueprint plans for these different stadiums. So life's good when there's a bathroom close to the broadcast booth. When the bathroom is like, hook and ladder system and some sort of pulley deal, and you got to sprint and run through the press box and elbow your way through sports writers to get to the bathroom. I mean, I've got like a 2-minute window to sprint there, get it done, sprint back. And, one time in Milwaukee where the Packers used to play 1 home game a year, I couldn't hold it. I couldn't get there. I had to start in the booth while there was a timeout, and the timeout finished before I finished. And then Sterling Sharp, scored a touchdown, and I was still going as I called the touchdown.
You don't even want to know what was going on here at the CNN studio on election night.
I can't even imagine.
The story getting the most buzz from the book, you nearly lost your voice, your meal ticket, because of your addiction to hair plugs. You wrote, quote, "My voice didn't feel strained or fatigued. It felt thin, weird, and hopeless, kind of like Lindsay Lohan. I knew my voice wasn't coming back in a matter of hours." Tell us about that. That must have been actually really quite awful.
Well, yeah, and that was in like a little sneak peek that SI.com put out. So Richard Deitch, a great writer, just took a page out of my book. And as you can see with the Lindsay Lohan reference, my book is a little bit tongue-in-cheek. So I would be a psycho if I was addicted to hair plug surgery. I guess I'm addicted to the result of it, but it's a barbaric, awful procedure. But when I went under, they put a cuff down my throat. It holds the breathing tube in place, and it was misplaced, and it sat on my laryngeal nerve for 6 hours. And when I woke up, the nerve wouldn't fire, and my vocal cord was paralyzed. And so I couldn't talk. I mean, I sounded like I was dying every time I opened my mouth. And that coincided with divorce and then, big events coming up. And so it was just a lot of pressure. And I think I told the story because, somewhere out there somebody can identify, even if they're not calling World Series or Super Bowls.
Well, Joe Buck, thank you so much. The book is fantastic, highly recommended. Hopefully we're selling you a few right now. Hope to see you soon. Thanks for stopping by.
All right, buddy. Anytime. Thanks, Jake.